just say how long you've been repping and where you're from.
Hi, my name is Eric Vasquez, Navy veteran. I started playing about 8 years ago. Last weekend was my first rep.
Welcome, congratulations. Who else is new?
Jim Bruce.
Hi, I'm Jim Bruce. Started playing about 60 years ago, and seriously, and been roughing for about 45.
Chris Brewer, I'm a referee. I was in the Boy Scouts, made it all the way to Weaglelos.
Who would have thought?
Jim Bramley, has been for 15 years from Denver, played with the Barbos. Yay, Barbos!
Kevin Humphrey, brand new, done a couple of AR gigs, and I have my first man in the middle assignment next week.
Welcome. Jim?
Jim Russell, I've been involved in rugby since 1965, refereed 67. I'm old and crippled, and I do referee coaching, performance viewing, initial work.
Stu Holsel, I've been refereeing, music refereeing. I've coached for the last 20 plus years and then played before that. So excited to join the group.
Mike Gill, I've been doing this just a year. Started.
Welcome, Mike. Yep.
Joe Zavin, I'm Jim Russell's younger brother. Do everything he does.
M.
Emily Sharfstein, she's wrapping about 2 years now. I got into repping.
I'm Claire. I play for DU and Black Ice, and I haven't been repping for very long, and I can stand on my head and do
Nice. Dale?
So, yeah, who brought the rugby ball tonight?
I can't say that.
Dale?
Dale Bruno, just been repping for about a year and a half, got into rugby from the son place, and picked up repping to learn more about the game. Yeah, I'm a rugby coach, and I referee coach. I've been just a lot of time. I've been in Colorado for a little over a year.
That's so nasty.
My character, I've been representing for 3.5 years. Moved back. Stint of 3 years in the Midwest.
Frank Giesland, rugby name is Freon. I've been about 18 years in Texas. Moved here in September.
Don Dowling, been repping for a year and a half now. So they all had, as a rugby fan, but voice started
referee for about 7 years.
Mike Watson, I've played and coached for Boston Bull.
Drea sucks.
Josh Slater, we hear you. And Ed, I believe.
Yep, well, I started repping with, played rugby with Mark.
Great.
So can I just do one thing?
Yep.
So I'll just do my part. So, folks, just raise your hand if it is your first meeting here with us. Awesome. Welcome. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for becoming a referee. We did have a level 1 course 3 weeks ago, I think it was, that Eric and Kevin were at, along with probably about 7 other people. We will have another level 1 course probably in May timeframe. So again, if you know people that are interested in becoming a referee or that have gotten a lot of cards and need to give back as a referee, just let me know. Get me their information, and I will be happy to bug them and try to get them to join our ranks. But again, guys, thanks. Welcome. Glad to see you. I don't know.
So we are also, I put out an email a few weeks ago about level 2 and a level CMO2. We're still looking for opportunities for that. Ideally, we have it around a tournament. So maybe if it works out with our RCT in June, we could do a level 2 match official course. And I'm also kind of looking at, since I just ran level 2 in Nashville, I was wondering, like, trying to work with the education department at USA Rugby to see if we can, like, break it up over a series of nights. So in theory, the things I taught at the level 2 are the things that you guys are getting on every day at these meetings, right? So I did IPP and game planning. That was last meeting. Tackle, like the technical sessions you're getting every month. So I'm trying to see if we could run it over the course of a year, and then at the end of it, you guys all be level 2 certified. So I'm just playing with that, but right now we're looking maybe at June to do a level 2 and maybe a CMO2 as well. So look for that announcement as soon as I can sort the details out on that. So just run through, we have a little presentation, a technical presentation on tackle rucks and creating space, and then Joe will do a little demonstration because we all get it every game we referee. And what's the #1 question you get when you have the pre-match chat? Exactly. So Joe's going to talk about that, and then we'll do a kind of some operation stuff, and kind of go through a little bit of the uglier side of refereeing is match official abuse. It's kind of creeping up again, and we need to kind of eliminate that.
Then we'll go to the better side.
And then we'll go to the best side of refereeing,
which is the social gathering.
So give me 1 second while Steve fills time while I pull this presentation up.
Who watched the MLR matches this past weekend? Any positive thoughts or observations? Okay. Any other thoughts? Oh, all right. Get up here and arm wrestle.
I'm not arm wrestling. Leg ball.
Let's not try and throw other referees under the bus. Just say interesting time management. Yeah, if that's what you want to say. Oh yeah, by the Glendale player.
Yeah,
the not kick.
not kick.
All right. Play. Why isn't that working? All right, can you see that online, everybody? Anyone on Zoom can hear me?
Yeah, we got you, Mark.
Can you see the presentation?
Yeah. Yes.
Great. Happy days. Thanks, Cam. So,
Can I stop doing this?
yeah. No, you must continue to do that the entire meeting. Oh my God. Bless you. So, probably one of the second hardest things to referee in the game right now, with line-out mauls being #1 right now, kind of taking over, is the tackle breakdown and creating space. All right. So, if we could just pair up really quickly in 4 groups. Well, get together in 4 groups. And just quickly in your groups, just create a list of all the things that a referee has to look at in a tackle breakdown situation. Just come up with a list of 10 different things.
Supporting player push the ball carrier.
That's in Falcon. That's general.
Oh, okay.
That's general play.
Sorry. This is after the breakdown. My mistake.
Yeah, Jim Bramley. That happens a lot.
My friends, I just watched the Michigan State game. Trying to get Gordon to talk to.
Didn't work.
I mean, I was over there in Stapleton with all.
Let's wrap it up here in about 15 seconds.
All of them and all of their friends, all 5-year-old kids that were like. So it's pending. Yeah, it was a smart decision. Strategic.
Okay. Let's wrap up. Sure. So, does anyone have something different than this? Yeah, sure. Was it a tackle? Was it held? Tackle complete is the verbiage these days?
We said was it legal?
Like foul play?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. You have to lead. That goes into that. Yeah. Do you have another question, Chris?
We did.
Sure.
If the defender has his hands on the ball,
Yeah.
survives the contact.
Sure. Ball carrier not rolling away, tackler not rolling away. Yeah. Defender supporting his body weight. Yeah. So, we won't come back to that later, but it's another activity. Here's another thing: is why can a Major League Baseball player hit a fastball better and more often than players in the minor leagues? Yeah. People learn through practice and experience, and the more practice and experience to get better that they are at understanding what's important to execute a skill. So the difference between elite athletes and performers and non-elite athletes and performers is that elite athletes, being the top of the referees, learn to pick up the information faster and better, and that they see the information that others can't see. So it is something that you are watching, you're practicing out there, you're going to practices, you're setting up drills like we did earlier at that training session. You're out there doing deliberate practice, and you're going to scrimmages, and you're watching rugby. You're kind of observing these things, and you're talking. So it's not just getting out there and refereeing. That's one thing, but actually like watching international rugby, watching it with friends, coming to Glendale and support them, but like sitting with other referees and kind of talking about some of the calls is another just opportunity. You're always getting better, right? They're better at picking up and acting on the smallest piece of information of advanced information and cues. They also know exactly where to look to get the information and where they need to be at the right time, for the ability to disregard the information that is irrelevant at any given moment. And to do this, they have to have developed appropriate contextual cues and unique search strategies. And then again, this is no different to being an elite referee. So what are the pieces you need to get to make the right decision at the breakdown? And how do we go get better at seeing these information other than time in the middle? So at any given breakdown, there are 4 potential key people and players. There's a tackle and assist tackler, a tackler and assist tackler, the arriving players, attackers and defense, and then the ball carrier. Excuse me. So the tackler, he must roll out of the tackle without impact to the ball delivery or the attacking team's access to clean out. So that's very important, that last little part. they can go basically 3 different ways. They can't come towards their team. And you're seeing that a lot.
Just 30 seconds left to play in the first half. This time they go for a shorter kick. Down nicely by Tom Mafasi.
Pretty clear. Blue, darker blue 5 not rolling away. So watch white 14. So yeah, he rolls out, but he impacts the 9's delivery to get access to that ball.
So what would you call on that? Just not rolling away.
Tackler rolling away.
You really roll that and it's not clear right away.
It impacted 9's ability to get the ball out. Yeah. Right. So yes, he rolled out, but is that good enough?
Back to blind side, Augsburger, numbers here for the Legion, offload Peterson. Smith gets up quickly, shuts it down.
Yes, the ball was available, but is that a good and acceptable extender? So a trigger for that is whenever you see that tackler and all of a sudden you see the opposition's number and that tackle is going to go down like that, you know it's going to be an issue. That should be a trigger for right away, like, oh dear, this guy has to really get off the ball and over a top or else it's going to be an issue. So we'll just play that clip again and just watch. Like as you're refereeing this, imagine you're seeing green 8, like they'll swing around this tackle, right? And as soon as you see that, you're like, oh dear, that's going to be an issue for me. He has to immediately not affect that play. And just rolling there and going, hey, look, I'm not doing it, is not an acceptable standard. Yep.
For Simpson, he swings it out to Miller. Watson. Very well tackled by Sinotto.
You want to go back to green 8?
Back to blind side, Augsburger, numbers here for the Legion, off by Peterson. Smith gets up quickly, shuts it down.
9. Yeah.
The bag for a penalty?
He's in the same body position to be in, whether 8 is there or not. 8 does not impede the ball itself. That ball comes out plenty fast. That ball comes out plenty fast.
No.
And clean.
If we let that happen, if we let that, our challenge to that player is we have to establish behavior to not let that happen. Because now he'll do it again the second time and it maybe won't come out clean. But let me do it the first time, it's not good enough. So
Okay, then.
So on the third time he slows down the ball, it's
The third time he slows down the ball, he's not. I mean, maybe work with him at the next chance to get. But I wouldn't penalize that there.
Okay.
Second time getting out of there too. I mean,
He
you
had-
get out of there. It looks like he was going to get away.
He rolled as far as he needed to at the spot, so he didn't impede the play, or the 9.
Mark said something to me on Saturday that was pretty cool. I didn't do it in my game. Whether you're going to have, in an 80-minute game, if you have 60 minutes of good play, so you got the figure out in the first 20, and you got it out in the last 20, and you have good 20 minutes at the end, rather than the first 20 minutes. You have 40 minutes.
to set the standards early in the first 20 minutes and open up the 60 minutes. So it's supposed to like playing out cards in the 60th minute instead of 20 minutes. So Joe, I understand what you're saying, but like if we allow this behavior and not remove it out of the game, it'll just continue and grow up. As if you go back and watch the Glendale game last weekend, it's a pretty good example of that. Just you have to be ruthless on the tackler and tackle assist.
No, I agree with Joe. That guy can't do it. He's let the ball. He can't roll away anymore. The ball came out. I don't see a problem.
My advice to that player is if you put yourself in that position, you got to get yourself out of it. But he could have bounced up and got off of that and moved over. You know that if you're tackling in that position, you have to get off of that player and get on the other side.
So his move should have been a second earlier getting out of that situation because the way he left, now he can really roll.
Yep. Yep.
Also at that level, that's how he goes into attack. Like
He tried to turn that.
and put himself in that position on the ground. So
Pops it for Simpson. He swings it out to Watson. Very well tackled by Sonotta. That was textbook. The penalty is Wasps.
Yes, he's rolling, he's moving out, but it's not a good enough standard. He's slowing down that ball. Replay that.
Pops it for Simpson. He swings it out to Miller. And Watson. Very well tackled by Sonotta. That was textbook.
End of the day, 11 down, slowed down the production of that ball.
Penalty is Wasps. Wilkinson pops it.
Am I going backwards now? Sorry. Is it different? Sorry.
Dispatches Smith to the ground here.
Oh, ref, I'm trapped. I'm trapped. He knows exactly what he did.
Cusack's there, but there's no McCaffrey
So,
there.
in this situation,
That's why the Reds cleaners.
the white poacher is legal to challenge for that ball if the tackler was never there. So because the tackler is laying there, that the white player on his feet has no rights to that ball because the red player cannot play the ball as he wished. You want to see that clip again? So it's a great poach by 6 or 7, but 6 slowed down the production of that ball.
That's why the Reds cleaners can't get rid of Cusack.
So you had a question?
Yeah, so is the clarity on that then, sort of their opposite of ball placement, are they fine?
What do you mean?
Because you see
Oh, guys, can we just have one conversation, please?
You see a lot now.
Claire?
If they're on the attacking side, I understand where it's helping the tackler assist. But if they're, as long as they're either or pass, they're good.
Yeah, as long as the ball carrier can place the ball as he wishes, right? Because he couldn't have done that, then the jackal is right there to get on it. So it had the 6 been around his ankles and not affecting it, by all means. But if the 6 is like in the path and slowing down, that ball's placement from the ball carrier. Because remember, it's tackler, ball carrier, then arriving players. That's how we. Okay, tackle assist. Needs to clearly release the ball carrier and enter through the gate or from his side of the ball, because there really is no more gate, and needs to be supporting his weight. What would be a trigger for you that he is supporting his weight? No, that's release.
Shoulders above the.
Yeah, basically, if he has hands on the ball and he lifts the ball, he's supporting his body weight. Because if he just have hands on the ball, he's leaning on it. But if he lifts the ball, I mean, I can't lift the ball and be off my feet. So a lift of the ball shows he's clearly supporting his body weight. Hands resting on the ball or on the ground does not necessarily mean he's supporting his body weight. Clear release needs to be an action that is reasonable for the referee to see. Therefore, a slight release is likely deemed not to be as no release. And conversely, the assist tackler does not have to flap his arms, right? So it's their responsibility to give us a picture that he clearly released it. And if he does like that really quick, is that a good enough picture? No? But again, he doesn't have to referee, right? So he has to give us a picture to clearly release it.
I always thought with this, if we need to go on video and look frame by frame to see if there was a release, that's not a clear release. That's what I tell players.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Everyone probably Spanish, but I think that was PG. Creed this time round gets it to Lavanini. They feel it through flat line from Orlando. The Reds over the top. No,
Everyone happy with that release? Everyone not happy with it?
What do do hear the Euros taking a touch and try for the umpteenth time to get it right. They're going to go for touch. So
I think that's a good enough picture. That's a good enough picture that he clearly released. Yeah, usually if the referee calls something, we're looking at the opposite of what he called. Four clearly released? No.
Like, I can see how Ford would think that's not exactly what it was. Knees were
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
I can see how Ford would think that's not yet attacked.
So what do you mean by knees were down, Joe?
That means it's attacked.
So whose knees?
Ball carrier.
So the ball carrier, describe that scenario for me.
Ball carrier is held up, manages to squirm his knees to the ground. Now it's attacked.
Yeah.
Everybody has to release.
Yep. Good.
I can see how Ford thought.
Sure.
Yeah.
Pretty clear? Everyone thinks he didn't release? Except for the guy in the black who shipped down to Texas. Yeah, Randy? Yeah. Expected outcome? Sure. We'll get to that. We'll get to that in a little bit, I think. Yeah, I think maybe. I've done some of these.
Was it obvious enough that it was a coach to not have the momentum?
Yeah. I think expected outcomes come in like outnumbered situations, like in contextual refereeing. Like there's three of you and one of me, and what should happen if no one infringes the law, right? Your team should get the ball. And if they didn't, why? I held on, right? There's, you know, I can't remember if it's in this presentation or not.
Up at the defensive line here, Chief. Counting down the options, considerably more. Slips the pass. This time against the Crusaders.
So for me, that's not a clear enough picture that he released. He just swung around, kept on it, kept his hands on it the whole time. Yeah.
Repeat carry. Sam Carter, belly advantage. Nice Harani. Warrior down the scope over the top now. Hassle and hustle the back, and now the pin.
For me, that is a clearer picture. Seven threw him down, went in and got it. Right? Like he threw him down, released, and went to the ball. It doesn't have to be that flat. He just has to like give us a picture that he released the ball. That's when we agree with the ref.
Can you play that again, Mark?
Yep.
And just the thing that I think is interesting is looking at the tackler on that compared to the one where we were looking at the tackler being illegal. So if we watch the black tackler, I mean, he is to the side and then back on his
so
feet
14
and
gets
away.
yeah, all the way out.
I think that's really well done.
Yeah. The assist defender, sorry, I should have deleted that tackle, needs to come from his side of the ball, right, and support his body weight. And again, sorry, this is probably the assist tackler. And he's a lift of the ball, and he's clearly supporting his body weight, hands resting on the ball. Did we jump all the way out? Oh, yeah. Okay, this is happening, right? So the tackle assist is just falling on the player. But then he's begging for a penalty, like not releasing. So he needs to be supporting his body weight. Let's go back to that again. So that right there, just laying on the ball carrier is not supporting his weight. Phil Mack doesn't agree with Luke.
It's Mark Nelson.
See him just flop on the ball carrier?
Back for Lunduffle. Surely they scored. Took a lead. Over the top is Jamie Booth. Then Jamie Booth wins the
Hands past the ball, and then it's going to scoop it in. So with his hands past the ball, he's supporting his body weight with his hands. And then he goes down. He's not supporting his body weight because his elbows are on the ground. See his hand on the ground right there? So he's not, did you say he's on his feet? No. And then he scoops up and he's trying to get the ball.
For holding now, and I like Marlon, who has dangerous every time he has gotten near the ball. We're trying to counteract hands on it though from Duffy. Can't do that.
I'm seeing this happen a little bit now. That it's like they're not beating the ruck. Like he's a great counter ruck, goes in. Great counter ruck. There's a ruck for him right there. He can't play the ball. You're also kind of seeing that with ball carriers get back up, pop up to their feet, and pick up the ball. Or is it a ruck over them? Because there only needs to be how many people for a ruck over a ball now, right? So as long as like you get tackled and I form over you and you get back up to your feet and get the ruck, it's kind of hands on the ruck.
A bit of time. He's going digging though. Kieran Reid over the top. They can't get their hands on it. Now it's Michael who.
Felt 7 black was probably pretty good there. So the arriving attacker needs to be through his side of the ball or gate and show a positive action. So what's a positive action for an arriving attacker? Anyone? Stays on his feet, but what else? Removing a player, like clearing the ball out, like getting rid of something and get the ball out, right? So it stays on his feet and shifts the body.
Down Gurner, Desio. Shifting it up, Cruvy over the top of Slipper. They've gone head-to-head a number of times. Bertrand sniping.
That was not a positive body action.
Lavanini.
Not really, but
Look it up.
All right, folks, you guys remember last month I was asked to put some jerseys together and thank you for this second.
yeah,
I was asked to put some jerseys together. Please tell me you don't like that one.
yeah, we love that one.
Whatever it takes, player.
Played out no good though. Go of
This one. Two clips in the same time.
go of
Ah,
Stable tonight. Phillipson. Cut out ball to Fillion.
arriving 12, not from his side of the ball.
Go the other way. Justin Phillips drops the ball.
Can you see that again?
To Eves.
That one, they do a pretty good job of moving that player.
It is 100 game for the Crusaders. Paul hands it away to Bridge. And they get a penalty. Do the Chiefs.
Yeah, it didn't really do anything right there. Just kind of fell on it.
There's a player there.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe you moved him. Yeah. Good. So we'll make that available on the recap meeting. Hopefully we'll get it out sooner than later.
folks have questions on what we looked at, what we talked about? Yeah. I have a question, Mark.
Yep.
So obviously, like, we don't want to just referee numbers or percentages, but they help us, I think, to look at typically what happens. So in a game, roughly, like, what percentage of penalties at the breakdown would you think are going against the defensive team versus going against the attacking team? Okay, 60-40. I guess it's not anybody. What do we think? So
75-25? We 80-20. We 81-29. Or whatever. Math is hard.
Man, Mark loves to penalize. If you guys don't know that about him.
110. What do you think, Steve?
I think it depends on the level of competition. Like, I think if you looked at the MLR, it would be over 90% are going against the defense. I think probably at lower levels, it's a little bit more even, but I would go with like an easy 80-20 rule. I think it's more than 60-40 that we would be looking to, that we would expect penalties to go against the defense for tacklers not rolling away, tackle assists not clearly releasing, not coming through the gate, not supporting their body weight.
Yeah.
I think one of those triggers we talked about earlier, if the defense is pushing back and just not making the game right or not making the game right, then you start to think the offense is going to be getting back to score. You'll start to expect the whole game on. As you can see why it's set up that way. Defense can't recover as quickly, right? So you can push back the other way.
Yeah, and I mean, frankly, the laws of rugby favor continuity in the attacking team right now. So that's the reason that we, I think, generally see that. So if you're in a match and you're seeing yourself giving a lot of penalties against the attacking team and turning over momentum, it's not necessarily wrong. Just make sure that you're seeing these clear pictures from the defense. There is that clear release. The tackler clearly is rolling away, and the arriving players are staying on their feet.
Yeah, so we rolled out last meeting, kind of the process of getting in the advantage video review system, right? We're funneling our coaching that way gradually. A lot of people have gotten some videos in there, but like if you get in there and you're starting to tag your penalties and you're having a lot of ball carrier not releasing penalties, like you're having a lot of ruck offsides or space penalties, and ideally you should have about 4 to 6 tackle penalties and 3 to 4 ruck penalties is a good ratio, right? With maybe 4 of those tackle penalties being the tackle not rolling, maybe a ball carrier not releasing here or there. But if you're coming up with 6 ball carrier not releasing and 13, side entry penalties, maybe that ratio is a little bit skewed. And again, like Joe is doing a great job with our coaching, and we're hopefully get you aligned right to kind of get that ratio a little bit better. Because if you're getting a ruck penalty in that, right, you're kind of maybe you're arriving late, you're not seeing the first couple infringements, right? Or the first thing we need to get is tackler away. I tell people I coach just need to be ruthless on the tackler, and that will probably open up the game. Mr. Zevin, would you show us when the ball is out?
Folks, we're going to do this demonstration style here. I'll use the volunteers. I told this so I have a bunch of clips lined up, and then those two were inside. I'm sorry, I told we were inside. I had clips lined up. Didn't put them on disc yet. Told we were outside. I said, "Good demonstration. That's tech with me." And now we're back inside. So we have one volunteer. Who else, please? On the show.
Could you?
Mark said, you're always asking the captains when to fall out. Well, any answers? Okay. 2 hands. What did I say? Are there 2 hands and moving? Is that happy? Does that make everyone happy? 2 hands and moving. I also heard. Yeah. Oh, what did you say? When the ball is out. When it's out, it's out. When is it out? Beyond the last foot of the run. Okay, beyond the last foot of the run. Heard somebody say when a bird can poop on it, demonstrate this. I'm the last person in the ruck. Okay, I am on my feet, bounded. Get this position here. The bird poop on that? Is it out? No. Why not? It's not feeling well. Is it out? Yeah. All right, thank you. Please take that bird can poop on it, chuck it out the window. All right, Claire, we've just been tackled. We don't need to tackle. We're going tackle. Okay, we've just been tackled. So please, Donnie, and hold. On. We're already on the team. Okay, just set it. Okay, just do the contact. Just ball out. All right. So Donnie drives off. Donnie drives Don Dowling off. Just ball out. Legally, technically, but are we going to allow the scrum have time to come pick up the player? Should. All right, Mark, if I'm crossing any lines here, straighten me out. Okay? Oops. All right. Let's be cleared out. Better get started.
Joe, could you try to speak up just a little bit for the people on the video?
Sure.
Thank you.
Sure. All right. Donnie, this time, do not go down. Go down. You can go ahead, hit Don, sort of. Go to ground. Keep your foot in front of it. Thank you. Now, a ruck. People are on their feet. Just ball out because we don't have people on their feet. Just ball out. Same thing here. So I'm have to be there, should be there, give the chance to play it. Please. Chime in, folks. Chime in.
So when you sort of interpreting the giving this scrum half chance to get there, if there's a problem, are you expecting that
on the attacking team?
Yeah, on the attacking team.
Yeah, I've got a theory about this. After everybody's a flanker. So yeah, if it's a prop, if it's if it's a reserve block, if it's everybody but the coach. Okay. All right. Again, once again, with you guys. This one, move the ball. All right. We've seen this one before. What's the call? What do you allow?
When you play from
somebody in the scrum half position. All right. Okay. Now, Claire, I'm going to ask you to get all the help. And if you're still a player, get a hand on the ball. Just a second. Let me get this right. Okay. Done. Donnie, just take it one step. And hold. One step over, please, Donnie. And hold. Now, Claire, place the ball. Okay. Yes. Thank you. So, what is it incumbent on the attacking team to do? To have somebody there. To have somebody there. All right? So, once again, do that one again. On the scrum half. Do that one again. And maybe again, Kevin, you're on the outside line, defensive outside line. What do you do? Because there's no scrum half. Yeah? Clear? Yeah? Is everybody agreeing with this?
Even if a scrum half's there.
Scrum should be
Well,
there.
yeah.
Get out the go.
I know Brumley.
You see what I'm trying to illustrate. You ran.
I'm not understanding the difference that you're trying to make between this scenario and where the rucker rucked over the top of the ball. Why can the defensive player not do the exact same thing?
Claire, straighten out. Pull on the gate. No, the gate doesn't get wider.
Well, it does, but
It does.
but
But the depth of that tackle, that ball is now out.
wider, but it's now shallow.
That ball now places it. Now, Kevin can come in and fence that. Right. I'll just be coming around. No.
The ball's out.
Because hold on. Fun conversation. Let's ask the crew here. Question is, Kevin has to come over the legs through the gate. The sideline has disappeared. That ball is out. That run.
I was here then.
Now you're bound. You're also rubbing.
He's bound, yeah.
Now it's still rough. Now
Downtown.
you got the outside.
Somebody just said a great term, the shallow, and then this is the deep.
All right.
No.
Look at your right foot.
Look at her foot.
And her foot.
And especially if there's no halfback, that ball is out. Fine. I'm not really sure that I clear on that one. Game right.
Yeah.
Now you have you have somebody asked earlier if there is very long gate. So now what happens if haven't placed it yet. Does that change the gate? Does that change the gate, or is the gate where she was tackled?
Well, it's the other. It's a tackler as well.
It's the tackler as well. We'll move on past that. That's for another day.
It's the moment
That's
it
for another
happened.
day. Okay, Claire, once more. Sideways. Sideways. Showing?
So the ball's not out there.
No, you haven't placed it yet. You don't have to place it until you want to. You've got good support players here. One goes over, next one, and hold, Donnie. Next one comes and binds in place. And now you're trying to make that ball out, long arms. All right. One more, please. I'm the scrum half, and I want to do a box kick. Other side, please. Other side, please. Keep it long. Okay, keep it long. Step back, step back, step back, step back, step back. You've seen this on tape, the box kick. Scrum halves will stick their foot in. By the way, make them use their foot. Don't let them with their hand. The scrum half will stick their foot in. All right. Is the ball still in?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
That's exactly what I was looking for. Thank you, Don.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
And imagine these guys bound up to their arm and shoulder, please. Imagine them bound
That
up to
one's
their arm and
legally
shoulder.
bound.
That ball's still in. Unbind. Is that ball still in?
No.
Defense?
Come on.
Come on. Bind up again, please, gentlemen. Thank you. Ball's in. I've worked the ball back. Tell me when the ball's out.
Now.
No.
Well, that's
Fake,
don't do
fake,
that.
fake.
Joe, let me.
Can't do that?
No.
Oh, why
Yeah,
not?
you can. Hey, Joe, let me
Foul
say
play.
something. Here's my feeling on all of this stuff with the position and everything. My feeling is that if a person can clearly put two hands on the ball, I don't care where the hell the feet are and everything, pick the ball up and play it.
Oh,
And let the game move.
fast ball. Mike.
That's what we want.
Yes. We
And
want fast ball.
I think that's a rule. If you think about it as that way, can a person get their two hands on the ball and play it out? It's out. I don't care what the hell anybody else says.
But it's not out until they do.
Okay,
And,
yes.
Mike, I'm glad you brought that up because
Yeah, that's not quite correct.
No.
I mean, like to go with what Emily said, like the ball is out when it is out of the ruck.
when it's out, it's out. Okay, so ball's still in, and you saying I can't fake it out, right? What's the sanction on that?
Free kick.
Free kick. Thank you.
Deliberate infringement.
So
Deliberate infringement.
Of course.
Kevin, over this side, please.
Right, then you should be allowed to get free.
All right. Okay. So as a referee, what are you looking at when this happens as a referee?
5 seconds.
Use it.
Okay, use it within 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we're talking about real rugby.
Making sure they're all bound, stay bound.
Stay bound, stay bound.
Stay bound. What else? What else are you looking at? Yeah.
Wait for it.
Yeah.
Wait
Okay.
for it.
So I'm a right-footed kicker. You know that as a referee. I'm a right-footed kicker. So I'm going to pick up and go this way.
Right.
Where would you set up as a referee?
Where I'm standing.
That where Mark is? Okay. Facing defense though. Square shoulders. Okay. So
Tell me when the ball's out. No, we'll let Kevin tell me.
okay. He was loaded for bear. He saw it coming, but he kept his discipline. In large part thanks to the person standing where Mark is. Okay, hold on. Did that one. All right, here we go. Thank you. You still in? You're still in. You get to join. All right. Donnie's got good position. Ball is being placed, and we have a counter ruck. Go on, blow him up. Donnie,
Let's step on Claire.
All right. Sorry. I did. You guys moved way too fast.
What do you think this is, rugby?
Slow down.
Yeah, can you players slow the game down, please? It's going too fast.
Hold on. Tell us when this ball is out. Well, you're not in motion.
I don't need these.
Moses. Sorry. Come here and referee.
Everyone's Donnie
Tell
today.
us when the ball's out. Sorry. Go. Camera rock is good.
Ball's out.
What can Claire do about that? Nothing.
All the way.
Yeah. Claire can stand up and work her teammates for not working.
Or push it back a little bit.
Push it back a little more, can she?
I mean, no.
Once you played it, you played it.
You gotta get out of there.
Okay. So those are my scenarios. Thanks, folks, that joined in. Questions, comments?
I will say, and most of you were talking about a move offline. In your first scenario where Claire's in the L shape, and you have Donnie's foot past the ball, your swing half better be really
Right there.
to be picking it up, and at that point manage defense, say, hey, nope. But if your swing half's here, ball's out.
Well said. Good compliment.
What's that?
I would say use it.
I'll give just a little counter thought to Don's point there. So in that scenario, the attacking team has won the contest at the tackle, right? They have driven the defense off. So generally, we should be rewarding teams that win contests legally. And I think that in that situation where the offense has blown the defense off, in order to give the ball to the defense, they have to now do something really, really well, right? So if it's kind of marginal, I think we want to continue to reward the offense for them dominating that breakdown situation. If the defense does a great job and now dominates another phase, cool. They should be rewarded there as well. But I think that's an idea to think about. Like we talked a little, someone said expected outcomes earlier. Was that Randy? Like that kind of plays into that, like expected outcomes. We see a team dominate and blow people off, and then all of a sudden the other team has the ball. That's a little unexpected.
How much time does
plays the best game.
Steve's talking about reward positive.
It rewards superior skill.
Yeah, that's very positive, superior skills. Well, somewhat time. That's my big thing. It has to be somewhat time.
Yeah.
It's the fun part, referee.
Yeah, in a reasonable amount of time. Good.
Steve, I'm glad you put that the way you did. Reward the attacking team for this, but reward the defending team for that. Glad we put that. That's about what I was going to wrap up, because we did spend so much time rewarding the attackers. Okay? The laws, the game management guidelines are geared that way, but it's a two-way game. It's a two-way game. So thank you for bringing that. Good.
Good stuff.
Thanks, Joe.
Yes.
Chris says the stream is frozen.
Is it any better now?
Yeah, but now.
Got the look.
Let's not show that.
What was it?
Please don't share that email.
We'll do more recruitment. We have an operations update.
Yeah, I'll do a very quick operations update. So again, please fill out your availability on who's the ref. That is how we know how we can assign you. When you get assigned, you'll get an email. It has 2 links in it. Please click either accept or decline. That way we know if a referee is going to show up. The team should also be contacting you 3 days before the match. If they don't contact you, please email Dan Hattrip, ops@RockyMountainRugbyRefs.com, and he will make sure it gets sorted out. I think generally it's been a rough March for us, weather-wise and cancellation-wise. Seems to me like teams have been communicating pretty well. It means that April is going to be a busy month for us. So again, please keep your availability up to date. If you are on a match where you have assistant referees, referee coaches, substitution managers, please make sure that they are copied on the emails from the teams and that they have all of the details for the matches as well. Any operations questions? Mark.
So are we still, if Claire has a match on Thursday night and she has no ARs assigned and no referee coach and no one videoing her, are we still allowing anyone to rock up an AR coach video her match that isn't assigned, and we're willing to compensate them?
Yeah, I don't think we've changed that.
So
approach.
Again, what Dan does, Dan is very busy and he's assigning all the matches he can, doing what he can. Steve and I are trying to go in and put ARs and coaches on it. Sometimes, and it's happened with Angela and Dale, that Paul Johnson had a match, didn't have any ARs, they felt like going out to it. They showed up and helped him out, which is great. Paul didn't know to put him on the match report or not. So please do that. Please, we have the money to support your efforts in supporting rugby. So please do that. If you feel that you're not getting assigned, if you're getting slipped through the cracks because we forgot your name or you didn't fill out your availability or whatever it is, and you want to get out there and you see, come out and support your fellow referees, right? Oh, there's 3 games at Glendale and none of them are ARs. I want to go do that. Or I want to go bring my video camera and I'm going to video the 3 matches. We're happy to pay you for that. Oh, I see that Jim Bramley doesn't have a coach and I don't have anything doing this weekend. I'm going to go out and I'm going to do a coaching report on Jim Bramley this weekend. Please do that. kind of be the change you want in the world, right? Don't wait to be asked to the dance. Just rock up to the dance and let's have a good time. Yeah, Donnie.
How do I know if I'm assigned an entity? How do I know
It'll be on Who's the Ref. It'll be in Who's the Ref. Yeah.
Once they've accepted.
Once they accept it, yeah. So it could very well be that you're assigned with Don and Randy hasn't accepted it, and only Don shows up. Let's still get Don, but then Chris Brewer's there. He's like, well, Randy didn't show up. Happy to pay Chris.
Does anyone not know where you can find all of the referee assignments online?
There's 2 places you can go to do it. There's a interesting one, and there's an easier one.
Oh, let's see the easier one, Mark.
It's just
at the very top.
Yeah.
There's
so it's Rocky Mountain Rugby Refs /appointments.
And if you don't like typing Rocky Mountain Rugby Refs, like
go
I don't, you can go RMRR.co, not COM.
Yeah.
That's not gonna work.
That's not gonna work.
That's not how the internet works. RMRR.co, and then appointments, the third, right there. And boom, there is everyone that has accepted their appointments for all of the matches. Well, yeah, exactly. It's been a tough month.
Right. And okay, so I see that Steve Gore has only 1 AR, let's, maybe the other one hasn't accepted or whatever, but you're not doing anything. Or Chris Brewer. Well, great. Chris Brewer needs to contact Mike and Claire. Chris, do you have those people in your phone?
No.
Yeah.
Just put them on email.
Where can you get that? That's a great question. Here is a list of everybody and people that have probably refereed and don't referee anymore, but that should be everywhere. So Claire, your last name, there's Claire. And who was the other person? Mike. There's Mike. Boom. There we go. Happy days. So this is a good thing to bookmark, right? There's also like procedures, kit procedures. Give that a shot. We post some stuff on there. You should all have that a little bookmarked.
Something about it's like he's got the B-side match after that.
Sure.
And I'll be there for the first one. I thought that's something you want to.
Happy days. Fantastic.
Sorry. Clarification, right? It gets a little tricky when there's teams that you're affiliated with, right? So like your kid plays at Regis.
Right.
So we're not going to assign you or pay you for Regis matches, right? I coach at East. We're not going to pay or assign me to East matches. But in a different situation, absolutely. So it's just when you have that like personal connection that it's uncomfortable for us to be like, yeah, we're assigning you and paying you. It gets into some weird stuff. But if there isn't that, any match, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think I have.
Any logistics, operations questions? Yes.
I have a question for you. What is the drop dead times for communicating back to the that we've now been communicating?
I would say like Thursday. If it's a Saturday match, then on Thursday you should be sending an email to Gil saying, "Hey, I haven't heard anything."
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
They have 72 hours prior to the match to contact you. So if you want to wait 72 hours and 1 minute or whatever, 69 hours and 59 minutes, that's yours.
Don't forget if you get a change at the end.
Yeah.
That's even like.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got a round trip up in Boulder for nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're a referee and you've been contacted, your assistant referees.
Yeah. There's no such thing as too much information when it comes to refereeing assignments, right?
Hopefully, like the referee, some of them don't have time or
Yep.
dates or
locations. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
As a referee, it's primarily your responsibility to contact your team and let them know. And you know what? We do have a group. Hey, I don't have any ARs this weekend. Does anyone want to come AR for me? You know, be proactive about it. Now, to kind of transition into too much information, we're having a little bit of match official abuse going on right now, and I just want to kind of reiterate USA Rugby and Rocky Mountain's policy. And again, like with the tackler not rolling away, we want to be very strict on this policy. Does anyone know the policy from USA Rugby that's not named Claire? Well, you should know it. You're an intern. Well, you're Claire and you're Claire.
She's Clara.
Oh, okay. Does anyone know the policy? Yeah, but how do you do it? What does that mean? Okay, so obviously we don't know. That's not great that we haven't communicated this to you. So you show up on the match, you're refereeing, you're doing the best you can, obviously, and a coach who's in the technical area is just screaming and being like abusive and doing whatever.
Can I demonstrate?
No. Sure. Mose and Steve come demonstrate. All right, so they're yelling things that they shouldn't be yelling. Oh, but I'm talking to my players, whatever. If it's abusive to you and you're not talking to your players by saying they're offside all day or saying high tackle all day, you're saying that to me. That's not acceptable. So again, the ideal is in a men's or women's club match, you empower the captain to communicate to that coach. Please have him stop doing that. Right? So that's his one warning. If he continues to do that, go back to the coach and captain and say he needs to be removed from the playing enclosure. Right? And I will not continue this match until he's gone. And that's how it is. And then if he gives you stuff, then it's a police matter. Right? I wouldn't, in high school matches and youth rugby, I wouldn't put those kids in a position to go manage an adult. So you yourself go over to the coach and again, calmly, Kevin, please do not speak to me that way. I don't speak to your players that way. And continue to talk like that, I'll have you removed. Right? Or you'll need to be removed from your match. If it continues to do it and he doesn't leave, like we don't pay you enough to take that abuse. And don't feel that like it's your obligation to give back to the game. Your safety and your enjoyment is paramount to you coming back the next week. And we won't have any referees if it's a problem still comes. It's not their right, as they took a level 200 in their coaching team, to treat them like that. I would never expect any of you guys to treat a player or coach or yell stuff like that. I very much want to say, you call that a tackle? Or that's a knock on? You can't catch a pass to save your life. I would never do that. So I don't expect them to treat you like that, right? So you ask them nicely, please refrain from your behavior. I'm talking to my captain or I'm talking to my coach. No, you're not, right? They continue to do it, you have to leave. I'm not going to continue this match until you leave. And again, we need to, don't take your hearing aids out. Don't turn a deaf ear. Don't accept abuse. Emily, then Jim.
I guess the one thing that kind of goes along that line, I actually have heard that kind of sentiment a lot. It's like, oh, I don't really hear it. Or like, I've done this enough to it. It's like, it's really great when you talk around the game long enough, out from refereeing. You're confident with all your confident refereeing. But when, like, I've gone to some of these developmental tournaments, and you have those same coaches who have experienced referees, and they're fine with it. They've been empowered to do that because they have had more experienced referees, but then you have someone who's their first tournament. Nothing changes about the coaches, nothing changes about the behavior, but we've lost referees. Like their first tournament, they're never coming back because they've been empowered to do that behavior because one was strong enough to stop it, didn't because they felt I don't need to say anything. I'm strong enough to take it. Don't be the person who's strong enough to take it.
Yeah, Jim?
And if it happens, report it to the executive committee so they can determine how to take it.
So on the match reports that you fill out in Who's the Ref, there should be a section of any discipline or behavioral issues. Please report that. We need to, I mean, we're all in this together. The coaches should know that. And I get that they have their passion and they're passionate for the game and that's their excuse. It's not acceptable. I'm passionate about this game too, but I'm also professional. But yeah, please let us know. Don't just say that's, oh, you only called me a dickhead 6 times. 7 is my threshold to make a report, right? You have to let us know. So let's really, let's really clamp down on this. Again, like if you're out there spectating and you're watching the game and you're seeing a coach losing his mind, if you're a senior referee or an elder statesman and you have the obligation, just say, listen, we have a forum for this. They can fill out their reports. We have coaches assigned. We have advantage. We have all these tools. Wonderful tools. Now, after the match, what's the protocol? Like the coach wants to come talk to you, comes out and freaks out. I want to talk to you about this, and this, right? So that's not ready. Yeah. Joel, I'll get back to you on this thing. So you're allowed, like, if you just can you give me 10 minutes to take my gear off, compose my thoughts, and then I'll make myself available to you, right? Just give me 10 minutes, give me 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever you need, right? And if a coach is there, let's help deflect some of that. Like, hey, can you just give them 10 minutes, and then we're gonna have a little chat real quick, and then by the 90% of the time, they'll have forgotten what they said. Joe, you had a comment?
Thank you. Agree with everything you said here on stamp it out early, stamp it out often. Hopefully it doesn't happen. One of the ways that I found when I was coming up, one of the best things that I did to keep it from happening in the first place was to get better. We each get better as referees. Each of us will get less and less of it. Agree with Mark, Emily, reported as Jim says. Fully agree with that. But take some onus on yourself to get better.
Yeah, I think that's why everyone's here. No one doesn't want to not get better for sure, because you wouldn't have been here. Good comment, Joe. Yeah. Let's go Donnie and then Mose.
If I'm just there as a spectator,
yeah,
I'm just standing in the crowd,
yeah,
and the coach is blah, 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 do I have that right to go over there? Do I coach
it kind of depends if you were the A-side referee, or if you're wearing Rocky Mountain Kid, or you may want to introduce yourself, or kind of a gray area, right? I mean, I don't know. I don't have a solid answer on that. Like, if you know the guy, you're comfortable with it, or if it's like across the line, I don't want you getting hit either, Mose?
Sorry. Just on that, I would say you're absolutely 100% welcome to send a report to the executive committee.
Take out your phone and video it. Send it to us.
Yeah, I mean, 100% do that, and then maybe based on the exact situation, figure out if you're comfortable to approach the
What's
sorry?
that?
Yes, you can do in the disciplinary report. You can do that with no card.
Yeah. Yep. Mose, you had a question?
I just go back to what Tim was saying. Educating, especially on AR too.
Yeah.
I played this game for a long time. There's some games too. It's just like understanding where both sides are.
Yeah.
Refereeing and coaching. But with coaching, they spend their time too, like us, like referees, we're trying to everybody, give back to the community, especially youth, and then certain calls, whatever, that's on the referee. But educating referees, ARs are there the same way. I was down at the police there was coaching CSC. It was just like, I love the game. I spent my whole life playing the game all over the country, and the passion that I have seeing what's going on right now is like, we have to care.
Yep.
Coach cares, referee cares, lineman cares. That's the whole thing. If the parents that sees this going on right here that we care, then they're like, oh, I just saw that, who cares? Then parents are like, okay, let's get that. Let them be they know exactly what they do, and we're trusting them. But that's the thing, it's educating our referees like more, like understanding the more they are and what they need to do so that we can keep this barrier outside here with us and the parents and the coaching.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the only thing.
To that testament of Joe was saying, and again, it was as me developing as a referee, like there's truth to that, and it's kind of like a hard truth to hear that. Like, well, of course I want to be better, and so like if I make a ball carry not releasing, and obviously the tackler is rolling away, right? And I allow him to go it, and the tackler or the tackler gets up or whatever the ball carrier's teammate gets up and. Because that was a shit call, right? Is that abuse? Yeah, it's not great, but yeah, I'm not promoting that, but maybe that was a shit call. And let's put that in advantage and clip it and learn from that. Again, like you can't, like what you can't go is, well, you MFer, you need to learn how to be a better referee. That is abuse, right? I'm not saying you need to tolerate hey, that's a shit call and you're a terrible ref, all that stuff. But like, yeah, I got that. Like, let's not talk to me like that. Let's try to distinguish that behavior. But let's maybe we realize like, ooh, okay, I've been told I'm a shit ref 16 times today. Let's put that match in advantage and see if I'm actually with Joe. Hey, Joe, can you help me coach this game? I've been, let's get better. Let's actually get better. It's someone every referee goes through it, right? Like you have penalties for back chat and not tens lead to punch-ups, and not punch-ups leads to an F-bomb here, and that leads to a red card. You're like, ooh, was that kind of my fault because I should have got the tackler away, made a clearer call, and they would have been happier and not had the back chat. It is that ebb and flow.
Can you just close on the positive side? Because I know Rugby Colorado, they're getting it out. They're 100% behind us.
Yeah.
I know the executive team 100% behind us. So as long as we're having fun, you guys will sort all that out.
Yep.
Report it.
Yeah.
You got us covered.
Please let us know if you're not having fun. I will haunt you. Make sure you have fun. I'll show you your door and bring the fun police.
Meetings will continue until
That's right. Exactly right. If there is nothing else, I think we will adjourn. Yeah. Bull and Bush. Does anyone not know where the Bull and Bush is? It's on Dexter and Cherry Creek Avenue. So go out on Kentucky, turn, go 2 blocks, and you also have Google on your phone.
Yes, it is in Google Maps.
Yeah.
Good night. Oh, I think I just took a photo.
Bye, Steve.